From Lagos Metro today, we're back in Abuja here. We'll also be taking a look, like I said earlier on in the course of the program, about the defection that is happening in the country, and Nigeria, the possibility of Nigeria turning to a one-party state that will be on the lips of so many political analysts across the length and breadth of this country. And this morning we shall be taking a look at, and joining me this morning to take a look at, is Dr. Sami Abdullahi Shinkafi, Executive Director of Future for the Advancement of Peace and Social Development, and a top-notch APC chieftain. Joining me this morning to take a look at that, and also the impact of what we have on the political landscape. It's a pleasure to have you this morning.
Thank you for having me on the program.
Yeah, a whole lot of discussion has been going on concerning what we experience in Nigeria. We've heard the governor of Akwa Ibom State saying he's giving his support to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 election. They is still a member of the PDP. We've seen what went down in Delta State, where the governor and the entire executive and also the members of the House decided to also switch cars. And we have stories like that. As a member of the APC, a lot of people will warn that we need in the best interest of Nigeria to have a one-party state. What is happening? What do you make of it?
Well, as a member of the APC, we are very glad to have people defecting to APC in mass. And also at the same time, looking at the web of the defection to the APC ruling party from PDP, from Labour Party, from NNPP, that does not guarantee Mr. President thinking that in 2027 he will have a landslide victory. Looking at what had happened on the experience of our 2023 general election, you see, this political party since the conclusion of 2023 general election, they have been into unending internal party crisis. PDP have been unending inter-party wrangling and crisis since the fallout of Wike from the PDP presidential primaries, and he launched a rebellion against the party. And also in Labour Party has about 3 factions. Julius Abure faction, Menadi Usman, which are loyal to Alex Oti and Peter Obi. Then Apapa, Lamidi Apapa also. So NNPP also has 2 factions. Konkoso faction and faction loyal to Major Agbo. So looking at these political parties, which are the major opposition political party, Abga just concluded their own crisis at a few months ago. The crisis was settled down by Supreme Court. That is a Sly Ezewonke, and also there's a Njoko also. But the case of Abga had been settled down by the Supreme Court, which is the highest court of the land. And another smaller party, NRM, have the same factionalization. Many of the political parties have factionalization in the party. So with the wave of defection, the reason why some politicians who are seeking for second or who are seeking to run for election, they have to switch off because their nomination to contest for 2027 election may not be guaranteed due to the internal party crisis. Yeah. So because, like what I have said, in PDP, the governors, some of the governors and senators are very scared that maybe at the end of the day, they end up without having the ticket, having 2 national secretaries, somebody on the other side. So on the issue of labor, you see how it is scattered. And NNPP, even the governor of Kano State, who were under the platform of NNPP and Konkoso, have been sacked from the party, have been expelled from the party, and they are still in court. So with this, they are able to no option than to seek for another platform to run. And most of the politicians also, those who are defecting, some are going there for political patronage. Some are also going there for personal ambition. But what Mr. President should be very careful about it. Looking at the experience of what happened in 2023, Peter Obi joined the Labour Party to run for president of this country just 6 months, let's say 6 months to the election. And Labour has no one governor in the state, but he used obedient movement. And you see how he won 12th state. And Atiku had been in this race since 1992. He contested presidential election about 4 times, and he lost. Tinubu is a seasoned politician, he's a veteran politician, everybody knows him in this country. He's a household name politically, and he's a true Democrat. He won election. For all his name, big governors, he lost in Lagos State. His own base, his own strong base. For over 40 years, that is his strong base. The national chairman of the party, Abdullah Adamu, once a senator, a governor for 8 years, and national chairman of the party, he lost. He lost in Nasarawa State. Peter Obi won, and lost some house over a senatorial seat. The Director General of the Tinubu campaign council, Simon Lalong, was a senatorial candidate. He was he also was the governor, he was the DG, and lost to Labour. Okowa is the vice presidential candidate to PDP, to Atiku, and Labour won. Peter Obi won. Edo Adams Oshomole, many of them is also PDP state, and Peter Obi won. All the Southeast states, APC has 2 states in service, Imo and Ibori, David Omahi and Hope Oziduma. Then in Abda also, Abda, Solivia Anambra, Ilibu PDP, Abda PDP, all lost to Labour Party. The party does also have a structure. So the wave of defection does not guarantee or determine that Tinubu will win election in 2027. What the Tinubu should do is to go back to his manifestos. The New Hope Agenda manifestos. He has made a lot of campaign promises. So looking at this, you see all the body, even Atiku won 12 state, Tinubu won 12 state, Peter won state, all the election results were Peter Obi and the Atiku result were fractured, were fragmented. So if they have pulled together to face Tinubu, it will be a radical, there will be a radical different. Radically, the story will be different. So now if the opposition are ready to come together, then it will come, the table can count. The numbers of governors, even during the right numbers of governors, senators, House of Reps, House Assembly, they will start to flood money into the public during the election. He has all the institutions, but he lost. So that is what Nigeria is, a multi-party system. And we are not dealing with a party system or one-party system, but it's a multi-party system. But because of the intrigues and the personal agenda, most of the politicians doesn't have the ideology, doesn't have the country at the heart. Some of them have been at a political party as just a vehicle to get into the office, but not a vehicle to govern people.
That is it. Let me take you this, because there are so many questions right there. But let me just start from this perspective. A lot of people have also accused APC of engineering some of the anti-party issues that we have in the other party. Look at what is happening in PDP. You just mentioned Labour Party. The only party you can mention, they have internal wrangles among them. Some majority of them are in court. Look at what is happening with PDP. Wike is claiming to be a member of PDP, but it's working for APC. The governor of Akwa State said he's giving support for Tinubu in 2027, but it's in PDP. It's something that do you also agree that APC may be the one denying some of these anti-party issues that we have in other parties in order to dominate the political landscape.
Everybody who is a real party man, he has to abide by the constitution of the party.
Yeah.
You cannot have a dual membership. When even the Supreme Court in the case of Uche Nwosu of Igbo State versus AA versus also Emeka Ehedoha, the court settled that Uche Nwosu cannot be a member of Action Alliance at the same time a member of APC. Then you cannot hold dual membership. So what UK is doing and the others, as far as I'm concerned, it's my personal opinion, there's no morality in that. Because if at all you hold a membership of the party and by accident he was appointed as a minister of FCT, and it is not a unity government because he was the only one of the PDP who was appointed into the Federal Executive Council. So it is a unity government. The whole party will sit down and agree on how to govern the country. But this is a personal decision of UK. So if at all I'm him, it's better that I resign from PDP honorably and pick a membership card at APC. Because that does not, this is setting a bad precedent for the next generation. And also PDP is not an alliance talk with APC. If you look at the case of NNPP and the NPM during the Second Republic, there is alliance. Even the sharing formula of the members of the Senate and members of the House of Reps, where they share the positions of the principal officer of the Senate. I think that is why, I think that time, John Washpan was Deputy Senate President for the NNPP from Jos. I think the other one was, I cannot remember the Senate President at that time, but there was that understanding to work together in the parliament, also in the government, even the ministers. But this one is not the decision of the party. So I'm also a sitting governor, holding a membership card of PDP, also endorsing another party presidential candidate. Even if it's not even time for the election now, it's not the Tinubu is not up to 2 years now. It's about 2 years now. So there is no morality. This is a time of governance. And what about if PDP nominated a candidate for election in 2027? If he will now endorse Tinubu and abandon PDP candidate, automatically it's anti-party. Yes, you talk about morality. The current couple of politicians we have, those who think majority of them lack morality. Yeah, majority of them lack morality because they are not ideological. How did you get to this level? Yeah, because the party has ideology and you have to adhere to ideological principles of the party. And if the party said, you see, these parties, like if you look at what is happening in the Communist Party, in Russia, in China, in Poland, even at Italy, the Communist Party is a purely one-party state, and that is in the communist economy. What is the capitalist economy? There is a multi-party. In America, we have multi-party, but the two major parties are Democrat and Republican. And even in England, there is a multi-party states, but still we have some smaller parties. But the major party is Conservative and Labour, but there are some smaller parties. If you look at also in South Africa, South Africa is a multi-party state, but the main party is ACN. And now it is during this election now, pre-election, we're able to see some party within Japan, so they became registered another political party and lost election. And even for process, for him to emerge as president, he has to form into alliance and come with an understanding. But what UK and others are they into alliance with the APC? That is true of the matter. So somebody has to be very, 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 very moral, very, very ideological. If you want to go to APC and pick your membership of the APC as a member of the party. But you cannot be saying one leg in, one leg out. There's no morality in that. But if it's a political patronage, some of them are looking for. Some of these former governors, former ministers, former senators who are dependent to the ruling party, they are trying to run away from prosecution by anti-government agencies. Yeah. Some of them have a lot of baggages. You know, they have skeletons in their cupboards. So some of them are trying to run away from anti-government agencies. Yeah. Yes, agencies. That's so that is for you to know that there is no morality.
So when we look at what is really happening right now, we also agree with me when I say probably the inconsistency in our government. This is going to be the first republic that we have. Could also be the reason why we have politicians who don't have ideology. Because when we talk, let me say the third republic, we have lots of the Tafabalewas, the Shagari of this world, we have Ahila of this world, who are known for a particular ideology and the people who follow the ethos of the party. The Fourth Republic, the reverse is the case. Now we are experiencing what you are experiencing right now. Could we also be the inconsistency in our democracy? Also be the reason why we don't have politicians who have ideologies?
Yeah, you see, if you look at the political history of late Awolowo and Zik of Africa, and Aminu Kano, who is into Telaka movement. This red card you see Congress is wearing is trying to borrow the legacy of late Aminu Kano of Bless Memory. It's a purely Telaka movement. And looking at these parties, NNPP, Action with UPM, and PRP and GNPP are all progressive-minded individual party. NNPP is for individuals, those who are also who have been in the public offices and come together to form MPN. And MPN at that time has an upper hand than the other party. So the ideology of the founding father, or those who have the nationalists, people who fought for Nigeria independence, is not an issue of having materiality, people to have money. They are not materialistic. When Sadona of Blaise Memory died, he left only 150 pounds. And also left a house, his house is a mud house. When Tafawa Balewa died, he took loan even to build his house, to build his farm. He left until he was even indebted to the bank. But what is happening now? That is the case. People want to gather money massively by hook over hook, and they want to hold the political power. The money bags have hijacked the politics of the country, the political landscape of the country. And also the party have lost its supremacy. There is no party supremacy now. During the Akile and the Shagari regime, the Akile, the party has supremacy over the Mr. President at that time. Yes. But now, the is the case. And the government will be saying that we are the leaders of the party. Why they are claiming the leadership of the party? Because they are the one funding the party. Political party doesn't receive subvention from INEC. The payment of the relief allocation of subvention to the party have been expunged by the National Assembly before for the Electoral Act. Before, the people party used to get funding from Independent National Electoral Commission when I was a National Secretary about 20 years ago. We used to get subvention from 3 million, 5 million, 10 million to support our operation and the payment of rents and other overheads cost. But now the leaders of the party, the senators, the governors, are the one funding the party. So the national chairman, national secretary, others, they don't have money, they are handicapped financially.
So in the light of some of the things you have said, the year of elections that we are experiencing now does not guarantee APC victory in 2027.
Well, looking at what is happening in the country, the economy is seriously biting an average Nigerians. So there is a statistics that more than 100 million Nigerians cannot afford 2 square meals. So how do you expect with what is happening, and if the opposition are ready to come together to face Tinubu in the election,
yes,
it is going to, the story will be different. Because numbers of donors I have said earlier,
yeah,
does not determine, it does not guarantee the outcome of the election in 2027. Having seen what happened, like in 2023, I have said it earlier.
Yeah.
Buhari, who was also a president, a member of APC, Atiku won Katsina State. Atiku won Kaduna State with all mighty edifiers at that time. Atiku won Kebbi State. Atiku won Sokoto State. The governor of Kebbi State was a senatorial candidate. He lost election. You understand? In Kano State, Ganduje took precedence with Tinubu, and NPP defeated APC. And you understand? So looking at all these statistics, looking at this, the numbers of governors, senators will not be a guarantee for winning the election. The guarantee for winning the election for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to go back to the drawing board. It's not too late.
Are you saying the president has failed to meet with his manifesto?
If you look at the securities, the persistent insecurity challenges we have in the country, looking at the hardship, economic hardship, the inflationary rate is low at the development, persistently. Looking at the macroeconomic instability in the country, unemployment, poverty, you understand? The local industry have closed business, increase in the electricity tariffs, increase in communication tariffs. The minimum wage, we cannot afford one bag of rice to meet minimum wage. See, these are some of the challenges. How can you relieve the economy? How can you also try to see how we can restore peace? You see now, the resurgence of insurgency in Yobe State, in Borno State, in Plateau State, in Benue State, in Zamfara State, the whole Northwest is only what we call it Kano and Jigara play from armed banditry. Not central, you have a lot of problem at hand. Sokoto, you have armed bandit, you have Lakwara. In the northeast, you have ISWAP, ISIS, Boko Haram, armed bandit. In the north central, you have Ansarudin, Mahmuda, Boko Haram, and ISWAP, a major state, and armed bandit. So looking at all this compounded problem, Mr. President have to sit off, and those in the corridor of power should stop telling Mr. President lies. Mr. President should get his security report from the secret police and also some economic expert. Things are not going well. So if care not taken, it will be APC versus the masses of the country. What happened in 2015 during Jonathan?
Okay.
PDP, Jonathan, and the institution. I know everybody are one side, but the masses of Nigeria are on the other side, and defeated Jonathan. Buhari won.
We trust in Nigeria.
So that is the danger of it. Looking at the history of what happened in 2015 and 2023, Mr. President has to be very careful.
Oh, yes.
Or else APC can lose because of what is happening in the country.
Yeah, we'll be talking about Dr. Samuel Shinkafi, Executive Director, Patriots of the Advancement of Peace and Social Development, and also APC shifting eating the ball on the head and talking about the challenges ahead for APC looking at 2027 election, and also the goal of defection that does not translate to APC winning the